Welcome to a new video in my home automation series, and today I'm going to review the other 4CH product, which is the 4CH Pro. I have done the 4CH in a previous video, so if you are interested in that, you should watch that video, even though most of the content in these two videos are going to be fairly identical, because besides some physical differences, the software and the functionality between the two units are pretty much the same. And as the name suggests, this is a 4-gang Wi-Fi smart switch, also with RF control. And the big difference between this and the 4CH is that the three main terminals of all the four relays I routed out here, two separate screw terminals. So we have direct access to the common, the normally open and the normally closed connections of each of the relays. Besides that, this unit can be powered from mains and also from a 9 to 24 volt DC voltage. Other than that, you are getting 4 buttons on the side, so you can control the outputs here locally. You also have 4 LEDs. There are 4 mounting screws on the side, and if you flip it around, you can see that there is a DIN rail on the side as well, and you are getting some clips as well. So it is also designed to be mounted in an electrical box on a DIN rail, which sort of makes sense because this is a fairly chunky unit compared to some of the other Sonoff products, but of course this is a 4-gang switch, not like a single or dual gang, Sonoff Basic or Duo. In this video we are going to go through how you set this unit up in the EV-Link app, how you can access the various functions, and how you can use it in different scenes and integrating with some of the other products. The one main reason I'm really interested about this product, because we have direct access to the relay terminals, so it's not only mains voltage that we can switch on the 4 different gangs. So this unit is ideal to be used as a garage door opener or a gate opener, or for example if you have a furnace which requires a dry contact. Having access to the relay contacts, I would be able to control DC devices, for example sprinkler valves. So this 4CH Pro can be your irrigation controller, which can control 4 valves. To finish off the specs, I just want to mention that the relays for each of the 4 gangs are rated for 10 amps. So you can drive a device up to 10 amps on each of the output. As you can see, I've already done the unboxing. So the unit comes in this box, and I've already mentioned all the features of this unit. So obviously you are getting the unit. I've already shown you the clips for the DIN rail mounting. You are getting a QC Pass sort of leaflet or certificate. There is a user manual, which is the style of the new Sonoff user manual. So it comes in a couple of languages. You can see the various languages there. So it is really brief. It tells you how you can pair the device in the EV-Link app, and it also shows you on the other side how you can wire the device. And the same leaflet is supplied for the 4CH and the 4CH Pro. So this wiring diagram contains the wiring for both of the devices. Obviously, only a few of them is applicable for the 4CH Pro. And it also shows you how you can wire mains devices and running the unit from mains power, and how you can do it with DC power as well. I've connected my 4CH Pro in the board to these 4 status lights, and I've also set up the device in my EV-Link application. Setting up the device is really easy because once you power it on, it automatically goes into the pairing mode. So you just click on the big plus icon and you select quick pairing, and you follow the on-screen instructions. And by the way, if you don't do the pairing in the first 3 minutes, it's going to exit the pairing mode, but you can long press any of these buttons. You need to press them for 5 seconds and it goes back to the pairing mode. And the pairing mode is 2 short and 1 long flashes on this blue LED. So now everything is connected and I can see it in the app. So 4CH Pro, and you see the 4 channels, and I can just simply operate them from here. And as you can see, there are status LEDs here on the left. One of the channel already turned off because I have some inching configured for that channel, but you also have these physical buttons here, so you can operate them from here as well. You can't really see that from the camera angle, but I'm powering this device from mains, so I have the live and the neutral connected here, and I have also the live connected to all of the common, so those are the middle inputs here on all 4 channels, and then the NO connection, so the left connection is connected to the lamp, and also the other side of the lamp is connected to neutral. So that's how I'm using this. To have a quick look at the controls on the screen, besides the 4 buttons, we have a button for turning all channels on, and also we have a button for turning all 4 channels off. The other 2 buttons that we have on the bottom of the screen, first is a schedule, so you can create on and off schedules. So you specify the hour and the minute. You can also specify which day of the week the schedule should activate. You can specify whether that should either turn on or turn off an output, and of course you specify the output. So you can set it up for each of the outputs separately. And the other option is the timer, which is a manually activated timer, and at the end of, let's say, I don't know how many hours or minutes, you want a particular channel to be turned off. So this is more like a sleep function in a TV, and you have to activate that manually. Very simple tools, and they are available on all Sonoff devices. And now let's look at the settings for this device. So if I click on the 3 dots on the top right, I can get into settings. If I can just, and that's the settings screen. On the top, I can rename the device, and I can also rename the channels. So I can give them separate names so that appear on the screen. And next, I can see that the device is already on the latest firmware, so it's 3.4.1 at the moment. Next, I can assign the device to different locations. So these are the different rooms, or well, different homes if I have set up different homes. I put it into the living room, so I can just separate these couple of devices out from the rest of the stuff that I have. Sharing is sharing the device and the controlling of the device between different eVLink users. So you can use your main account to set up the 4CH Pro, and then you can share it with other accounts in your family. It is also possible to link multiple devices into a group, and the devices in the group will get their status automatically synced. So like a two-way switching, now you can do it with simple grouping. You don't have to set up scenes that we had to do in the past. In the logs, you can see what users or what actions have changed the status on the output. So you can see who turned it off or on, or whether the turning it off was done by a schedule or a timer, or because of the inching mode or a scene. If you bothered by this blue light, you can switch it off using this slider here. It says network indicator. You can also specify the power on state for each of the outputs, whether these outputs would come on as off, on, or just keep the last status they had before the power was lost. I think this is an important feature, so you might want to pay some attention how you set it up and how your devices behave if the power goes out. The inching settings are now available on almost all Sonoff devices nowadays, and here you can specify them by each channel separately. So you can first of all enable it for a particular channel, and then you can click on the inching duration and you can set the duration itself. And when you do that, make sure that you click save here, and you can also save there, because that's the only time the settings are going to get updated. So now if I turn channel 4 on, it should automatically turn off after 10 seconds. And just to look at the rest of the features, the last one that I want to talk about is the interlock. And as you can see here on the animation, the channel turned off. So as you can see here on the animation, you can set these 4 channels up, so it's only one will be active at a time. So when you switch on any of the channels, all the other channels will automatically turn off. And I think this is a good feature. I'm not sure how I would use it on a 4-channel device. On a 2-channel device, I think it makes more sense, because let's say if you have blinds, then you can use the 2 channels for the up and the down direction. With 4 channels, I'm trying to think, but I can't really think of any device that would have 4 channels and you want to do interlocking. I mean, maybe what you can do is you can have 2 blinds, so up and down, but then you can only operate one of the blinds at a time. It could be fine, but I don't have any ideas how you would use 4-channel interlocks. And with this, we reach the end of the settings. The only other things you can see on the screen is the device info. And now let's head over to the scenes. So now we can see what are the different conditions and actions that are supported by the 4CH Pro. So I'm just going to create a new scene and just look at the triggers that are available. So I'm going to click on Add. I'm going to select Smart Device, 4CH Pro. And as you can see, we can set up a trigger for all 4 channels separately. And the trigger can be whether that particular channel is turned on or turned off. Yeah, pretty much what you expect. I mean, this is just a simple switch. There is no other sensors or anything that you would do here. And on the action side, I think you can do pretty much the same. So you pick the smart device, the 4CH Pro, and again, you can pick any of the channels and specify whether you want that channel to be turned on or turned off. I think it's a fairly simple setup, but this is pretty much what you need if you want to automate these devices and link them to work together with some other Sonoff products. And this concludes my review of the Sonoff 4CH Pro. If you are interested in this product, you can find purchasing links in the video description. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching and hopefully see you in the next video.